good to start with the kids, getting that information in them. And also, it's good also to have a camp like this to teach in terms of team building and leadership and, you know, initiative and stuff, activities like that, to get them into working as a team. And that's the only way to run this country well, is to run it as a team.
Oh yeah, Lord, Lord, Lord. Right. From the broken reeds, join your voices together. Yeah, all this thing.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paiswell Forbes. This is ZNS.
A $160 million aid package for Haiti that the PM says still won't end the war with gangs. Dominica's opposition suing government over the economic citizenship program, and the Caribbean Prime Minister is named among the world's leading environmental change makers. I'm Dawn Paris, bringing some of the big stories from across the region in this Caribbean Week in Review. The United States is providing US $160 million in new aid for troubled Haiti, but the country's interim prime minister warns the country's security forces are in need of more troop and other support and is not near winning the war against armed gangs in the capital. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced the aid on Wednesday, September 25th, at a ministerial meeting on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York. The money will be spent on security as well as economic development and health projects. The pledge brings the amount of US aid to the French-speaking Caribbean nation since 2021 to $1.3 billion.
We've already delivered well over $300 million to support the multinational security support mission. Armored vehicles, radios, night vision goggles, drones. Today, I can announce that we're committing an additional $160 million to support the Haitian National Police, invest in the community violence prevention, and lay the groundwork for Haiti's recovery and stability. I'm also announcing additional sanctions to promote accountability for those who seek to undermine Haiti's institutions and to terrorize its people.
The sanctions announced by Blinken are against a former member of parliament for his role in forming, supporting, and arming gangs that committed serious human rights abuse in Haiti, and a gang leader for his involvement in serious human rights abuse related to gang activity. Haiti's prime minister said the country is far from winning its battle against the gangs, although he acknowledged the progress being made by the Kenya-led international security mission, which includes troops from Jamaica.
They have not waited to be at full capacity. They felt the need and they immediately began to work with the police force to see how they can find solutions that can relieve the pain and suffering of the Haitian people. We meet every Saturday evening with the command. We've been in patrols with them. We've seen them train together. The level of commitment and the level of engagement has been extremely impressive. And you can feel if even slow improvements in the streets of Port-au-Prince, but most important, you're starting to see hope again, and I think that's extremely, extremely encouraging. For the past 4 weeks, we have actually been engaging quite seriously, and we've learned quite a bit in terms of the level of resistance to expect, as well as what it would take to actually eventually restore the level of security that would allow for free and fair elections. And while there is no doubt that the level of commitment of the Haitian police right now, supported by our brothers and sisters, will prove to provide us a level of stability. We're nowhere near winning this.
The Prime Minister therefore urged more support for the country's troops and the country overall. He warned that without it, the little progress achieved so far will be lost and the human cost will be high.
What we've been seeing over the past two or 3 weeks is that as we engage in these controlled territories, the gangs flee and tend to attack us in new spots. Because the north and the southern roads are blocked, it's almost impossible for their police to intervene in time. They have to use innovative ideas and instruments and systems to be able to make sure they're able to provide the support and protection to populations that are outside the metropolitan area. I want to give you very practical examples. We have now about 166 SWAT, which is our most sophisticated elite group of police that intervene in this circumstance. They're largely overstretched. We're deploying and redeploying them. We do not have the capacity to ensure consolidation, even when we're able to be successful in operations. So this will require the added support of the rest of the mission. And the promise of about 1,500 by November is a definite must for us to continue to not just address the gang situation, but to certainly make sure that the Haitian people feel that there is consistent progress and there's reason for them to hope and wait.
Authorities in Martinique extended a curfew and imposed other restrictions as they sought to quell violent protests over the high cost of living in the French Caribbean island. Measures published on Tuesday, September 24th, included restrictions on the retail sale of fuel and explosives until at least September 30th. And the curfew that was in place since September 18th was extended to at least September 26th. Residents are to be off the streets between 9:30 p.m. and 5 a.m. Several police officers and civilians have been injured in the protests so far, while several businesses have been vandalized. The main opposition party in Dominica is taking the government to court over its controversial Citizenship by Investment (CBI) program that allows foreign investors to gain citizenship in exchange for investing in the country's development. President of the United Workers' Party, Lennox Linton, said at a press conference that the party has been raising concerns about the CBI for years. He said the decision to take legal action wasn't easy, but it was necessary to protect the program's integrity. Linton wants the government to disclose the details of the agreements involved in the program.
Deciding to take legal action against government of the state was never easy, especially for patriotic organizations driven first and foremost by the best interests of the state. That is why having brought the injustice to public attention years ago, we advocated long and we advocated hard, inside and outside of Parliament, for remedial action in the public interest. We advocated for obedience to the constitutional rule of law, for honesty, for transparency and accountability in the operations of the CBI program. All we wanted to do was to protect the integrity of the program and to ensure that the lofty national development goals for which it came into existence were fulfilled.
Senior counsel Anand Ramlogan is representing the UWP in what he described as a landmark case for the Caribbean. The Trinidadian attorney told reporters his firm has been asked to assist with this historic case in the public's interest.
This program, from what we have seen thus far, is surrounded by mystery and obscurity. And it seems to be that the motto is less known, less said, less questions asked, and the better off we will be. So we have taken a look at it. We see this as a case that is important for the region, the Caribbean region as a whole, because it will establish some significant constitutional boundaries as it relates to the government's duty to account to the people, to the Parliament. We intend to ask the court to disclose, to ask the government to disclose a copy of the agreement for the program and between the government and its agents.
There are other CBI-type programs in the Caribbean. Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Lucia also offer similar schemes. New DNA testing protocols have been introduced in the Bahamas as part of the citizenship process for children born to Bahamian men. Under a landmark Privy Council ruling last year, children became entitled to Bahamian citizenship even if their mothers were foreign nationals. For those whose fathers are not listed on their birth certificates, a DNA test is now required to confirm paternity. Legal experts are calling this a crucial move that brings long-awaited clarity to many affected Bahamians. We get more in this ZNS News Report.
We have put in place these some rules for the granting of the passport, just to ensure that the father is the father.
The government has signed off on a new DNA testing protocol to verify citizenship status. This following a ruling passed by the Privy Council in May 2023. The ruling declared that people born out of wedlock to Bahamian men are Bahamians at birth, regardless of their mother's nationality. Attorney at law Constance McDonald explains.
I went to the Privy Council, and the Privy Council agreed with the Chief Justice. So therefore, you have a situation now whereby single fathers can pass on their nationality to children born of non-Bahamian women in the Bahamas.
McDonald furthers that a lot of children are born outside of the Bahamas to Bahamian women whose fathers are not Bahamians. She says they too can apply for Bahamian citizenship.
They were not aware that they had to come to the Bahamas and register within a certain time period after attaining the age of 18 in order to get their citizenship.
The prominent attorney adds that with the decision-making of the Matrimonial Causes Act and constitutional laws regarding babies being born outside of the Bahamas, children are not responsible and that they should be treated equally before the law.
The children are not responsible for the circumstances of their birth, and so therefore it was unfair to discriminate against children because they are born in wedlock or out of wedlock.
McDonald concludes that Bahamians ought to know their rights and that all information can be found on the Matrimonial Causes Act online.
We'll have more news after the break.
She's been watching, wondering, waiting for the sands of time to give way to a tide of change, when her seas can provide safe harbor to all who reach her shores, and her earthly embrace can soothe your soul. Let her sense of adventure set you free, and her everlasting stars twinkle in your honeymoon skies. She is Saint Lucia. Let her inspire you.
Barbados' Prime Minister Mia Mottley has been named among the world's leading environmentalists on the Independent Climate 100 List 2024. The inaugural list, released on Monday, September 23rd, recognizes 100 of the world's foremost environmental changemakers. Mottley's inclusion celebrates her leadership in advocating for global financial reforms through the Bridgetown Initiative. The Bridgetown Initiative, which was introduced in 2022, outlines a plan to overhaul the global financial architecture. It calls on the wealthier nations and international financial institutions to significantly increase their financial support for climate action. Speaking at a Sustainable Development Goals Lounge session at the United Nations Summit of the Future in New York, Mottley said the third version of the document, Bridgetown Initiative 3.0, is about changing the rules of the game. And she said, while there is a lot more to be accomplished, the initiative has resulted in some change.
We have used the document to be able to foment change. And as we see the change, we make the adjustments and move forward. Now, have we gotten the majority of what we asked for? Not yet. But we have seen significant change. The Resilience and Sustainability Trust on the IMF, the debt clauses, as we call them, natural disaster clauses, being used by the World Bank. We'd like to see them embraced by the private sector, because it's not only governments that will be challenged post-disaster, but a lot of private enterprises, and therefore what happens to that private debt with those private sector enterprises is critical. The issue of insurance, we want to be able to see. We've started the conversation, and we see that the markets have, for example, stopped taking coverage of risk in California for fire, and in the Eastern Seaboard and Northern Caribbean in particular for hurricanes and floods. And for those where you still have access to it, the premium have just shot through the roof. We have seen some changes.
One of the other key changes that Motley is pushing for under the initiative is a significant increase in the amount of money made available for tackling the SDGs and climate change.
But equally for a change in the terms and the approach. We cannot continue using short-term money to fuel development. And that is why the SDGs are only 17% on track. Now, if we keep doing the same thing the same way, then don't expect different. Einstein told us it's the definition of madness.
Good. A law imposing an 8-hour daily curfew on minors in Antigua and Barbuda has been passed in the Senate. It was part of amendments to the Small Charges Bill 2024. Minors are also prohibited from attending fetes and similar events, and parents of children caught outside unaccompanied during the curfew hours could also end up paying thousands of dollars. The details in this report from ABS TV.
The Small Charges Amendment Bill seeks to address the issue of public order by prohibiting loitering by children in public spaces. For children loitering in public between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m., the police will be empowered to do the following.
Either take the child to the home of the parents and warn the parents of the consequences if it is repeated. Or take the child to the police station and have a parent come to collect the child at the police station. Or lastly, charge the child with the offense of loitering under subsection 2. So this is when you're loitering in the day.
Meanwhile, between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., it is an offense for anyone under 18 years to be on the streets or in a public place unless accompanied by a parent or other individual acting as the parent.
It is the first time that the parent is being charged with the offense, to a fine of $2,000. That's the first offender. Your second time, $3,000. And if you're just not bothering with us, well, third or any subsequent occurrence, $5,000. And to imprisonment for a term of 6 months.
Leader of Opposition Business Senator Sean Nicholas pushes for tougher penalties for operators of fetes, bars, and nightclubs who allow children to loiter there.
Should be a deterrent, and $5,000 to me is not a deterrent. So if the owners of these bars and nightclubs know that should I be entertaining, should I just by any chance be caught, it will hurt my pocket. I think it will go a long way.
The bill was later passed without amendment.
Still in Antigua and Barbuda, the government says it has no plans to move to a 4-day work week, despite the recommendation from one trade union leader and research that suggests it has a wide range of benefits. The idea was floated by Ralph Potter, president of the People's Union, who believes reducing the number of days employees work could help them better manage their personal lives and achieve a healthier work-life balance. Labor Commissioner Altonia Anthony Rojas, sharing her personal view, also said it could work. A recent World Economic Forum report shows that an extra day off each week can boost productivity, improve mental and physical health, and even lower carbon emissions. And supporters say it could help combat burnout and make Antigua and Barbuda a more attractive place for people seeking a better work-life balance. But Attorney General and Labour Minister Sir Stedroy Benjamin is making it clear that is not on the table for government at this time.
The government has not entertained that discussion. It never came to the cabinet for discussion. There is no government policy on a 4-day work week. And even though there's some practitioners who actually believe that there could be some benefit from this has never been discussed at all. For me personally, as Minister of Labour, the government, in my view, cannot at this time make any such considerations of any such work week. And I did speak with the Labour Commissioner on this matter, and she was very clear that when she spoke in her capacity, indicating what, in her view, would have been the benefits of such a short work week. But this is not government's policy. So I wish all of the employers, the employees, and the workers who called, let not your heart be troubled. The government has not considered it. This is not a part of government's policy.
Stay with us. Up next is sports.
I'm Renee Sion with a roundup of some of the sporting developments in the region this past week. St. Lucia rolled out the red carpet for double Olympic medalist Julian Alfred on her return home. The 23-year-old sprint queen, fresh off her historic gold in the 100 meters and silver in the 200 meters at the Paris Olympics, was warmly welcomed by Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre and other top officials when she arrived on Tuesday, September 24th. It was her first visit home since her record-breaking achievement. In an emotional address, she shared her dream of inspiring the next generation of St. Lucian athletes. More from ABS Sports.
The arrival of Julian Alfred at Hiranora International Airport was nothing short of spectacular, filled with pomp and ceremony that highlighted the nation's pride in their sporting queen. Upon landing, Alfred was met with a boisterous reception as cheers erupted from an enthusiastic crowd of supporters eager to honor her accomplishments in the Olympic arena. Banners waved proudly and the atmosphere buzzed with excitement as friends, family and fans gathered to celebrate the pride she has brought to the nation. Among the throngs of well-wishers were Prime Minister Honorable Philippe J. Pierre, Sports Minister Honorable Kensin Casimir, dignitaries and other officials, all there to welcome the athlete who has become a beacon of hope and inspiration for many in St. Lucia.
Julian Alfred's recent achievements are timely. They have provided us with much-needed opportunity to renew our pride in our country. Julian has demonstrated mental fortitude, discipline, and a determination to succeed that is inspirational. We must not allow the hope she has provided to our youth to be overshadowed by self-doubt and a sense of inadequacy. Our small size as a country must not be permitted to be an impediment to world-class achievements.
West Indies cricket legend Dwayne Bravo has officially retired from all forms of the sport. The 40-year-old all-rounder, who holds the record for most wickets in T20 cricket, made the announcement on the heels of an injury, forcing a premature end to his final Caribbean Premier League season. More in TTT Sport.
Trinbago Knight Riders captain Kyron Pollard announced that Bravo suffered a groin injury in a losing effort against the St. Lucia Kings on Tuesday, which has effectively ruled him out of the remainder of the tournament.
Doing Bravo in terms of cricket, he has given cricket, a lot. And for us in the camp, obviously it's heartbreaking because we knew how hard he worked in order to finish this tournament and to be with us, to finish to the end. But unfortunately, the master always has different plans, and for him, it's heart-wrenching. But as a champion, we'll always say he has given it his all. And for us as teammates and friends, we will try to do as much as possible to make him smile at the end of it. So, from all of us, thank you, Dwayne. Obviously, we'll have our conversations going forward, but I think that's it for him from a playing career. But he has had a wonderful career. He has a good time, and he has represented us well as a nation and through the world.
Bravo thanked his family and fans for their unwavering support over the years, saying, quote, "Today is the day I say goodbye to the game that has given me everything. 21 years as a professional cricketer, it's been an incredible journey filled with many highs and a few lows. So with a heavy heart, I officially announce my retirement from this sport. Today, the champion bids farewell. To all my fans across the Caribbean, worldwide, and especially in Trinidad and Tobago, thank you for standing by me, especially in these recent weeks. Though this ending is bittersweet, I have no regrets about my career or this decision.
Meantime, West Indies all-rounder Andros Russell has decided to keep on playing international cricket, reversing a decision to retire. He's now setting his sights on the 2026 ICC Men's T20 World Cup. The 36-year-old explosive player says he was persuaded by West Indies white ball coach Darren Sammy to stay. The two-time T20 World Cup champion had previously hinted at stepping aside to make way for younger talent. But he now says he still has the fitness and the drive to continue. With over 500 T20 matches, 8,000 runs, and 450 wickets under his belt, Russell is aiming to nurture emerging talent while playing a key role for the team at the next T20 World Cup, which will be held jointly in India and Sri Lanka. And that's sports. We'll be right back.
She's been watching, wondering, waiting for the sands of time to give way to a tide of change, when her seas can provide safe harbor to all who reach her shores, and her earthly embrace can soothe your soul. Let her sense of adventure set you free, and her everlasting stars twinkle in your honeymoon skies. She is St. Lucia. Let her inspire you.
Let's take a quick look at some of the other stories that made newspaper headlines. Dom Rep President vows drastic action if UN mission in Haiti fails. That was the headline carried by Loop News. It said the Dominican Republic's president warned of drastic measures if a UN-backed mission in Haiti aimed at curbing gang violence failed. Speaking at the UN General Assembly, he did not specify the actions his administration would take, but emphasized the need for stronger intervention. He also praised Kenya for leading the mission with police support, though the deployment remains short of the 2,500 personnel that had been pledged. And news source Guyana published the headline, Guyana and United Arab Emirates sign a visa-free travel agreement. It reported that the agreement between Guyana and the United Arab Emirates allows citizens of both countries to visit each other without a visa. The deal was signed on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York. That followed months of discussions between the two nations and a December meeting between President Irfan Ali of Guyana and the UAE president, where they agreed to enhance cooperation in areas like food security, energy, and technology. An embassy for the UAE is also to be opened in Guyana. And before we go, let's take a look on the lighter side. An 18-year-old in the UK is on a spirited quest to down a beer in every parliamentary constituency across the country. But it's not because he likes to drink. Jay Chan is actually on a protest journey to highlight issues with the tax on food and drinks in pubs. The mission was sparked by his first-hand experience with the struggles that pubs face, and he observed that while he was working for a member of parliament. And now he's got a whopping 634 pubs left to go. And with his GoFundMe campaign already raising over £2,000, Chan is gearing up for what could be a 20-year adventure, navigating everything from the pricey pints of London to the logistical challenges of rural constituencies. As he says, pubs are as quintessential to British culture as Big Ben and the Union Jack, and protecting them is vital. Should we say cheers to that? Well, that's where we end Caribbean Week in Review. Join us again next week when we recap some of the top stories making headlines across the region. I'm Dawn Paris.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No, let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the Sunshine One.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
Cash Primary School Boys Club of Excellence program
is a very beneficial program to the boys because when they are here, I have seen some of our most troubled boys turn around.
We selected a school where you can make an impact from an elementary stage. The program is really to give the young men an outlet to do something different.
There are more times that every child is not academic, they are also technical. And this is one of the clubs that helps to push that because education is very important and we need to bring more people in to encourage our children.
We want to show them that this is a life that they can live. They're exposed to men in the community that are all about making young men better. Crime-free
looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Approximately 150 miles east of the Florida Keys lies Andros Island, which is filled with countless national treasures, from its glistening white sand beaches to its clear, pristine waters and bountiful natural resources. Andros is the largest island in the Bahamas archipelago and the 5th largest in the Caribbean, consisting of some of the most healthy marine and terrestrial habitats left in the Caribbean, including flourishing fish populations, the 3rd largest barrier reef in the world, the highest concentration of blue holes in the Western Hemisphere, and the largest reservoir of fresh water in the Bahamas. These resources contribute significantly to the Bahamian economy and are intrinsically woven into the cultural landscape of Andros. So what are we as a country doing to safeguard our national treasures?
Protecting nature, preserving life is the model that has and continues to guide the Nature Conservancy's work. One of the strategies used by the Nature Conservancy to ensure that this is accomplished is by assisting with the establishment of protected areas to conserve biodiversity.
Bahamas National Trust is mandated to manage all national parks in the country and also to manage and preserve our resources. On Andros, we noticed that Andros has the largest supply of natural resources for the country. So we work in conjunction with the Nature Conservancy and other NGOs on Andros to preserve Andros.
On the west side of Andros, there are a number of small islands, estuaries, tidal creeks, and wetlands that create a variety of habitats rich with life. Estuaries, for example, are important nursery and foraging habitat for many species such as large populations of hawksbill, loggerhead, and green turtles, flamingos, which feed in both the northwestern and southern creeks of Andros, and the Andros rock iguana.
Since 2006, the Conservancy has been working with the Bahamas National Trust, Andros Conservancy and Trust, Nature's Hope for South Andros, the Department of Marine Resources, and the Kersner Marine Foundation to promote the expansion of the existing Andros Westside National Park. The reason for the expansion is to ensure that critical habitats and wildlife are protected from future threats and to help sustain our quality of life.
As part of the project team's efforts to promote the expansion of the Westside National Park, community members and leaders have been encouraged to view the beauty of the West Side and witness the important ecological features that exist there so that they can understand the significance of the area.
Well, I was very surprised to see the turtles and the birds and also the dolphins.
I recently had an opportunity to travel with Nature Conservancy and tour the west side of Andros, and I must say, in terms of biodiversity and just richness of life in the area, I was very impressed.
Every time I go on the west side, I'm in awe. And I just kind of gaze and dream of, just being amazed by the wonder what we have out there. And just happy to know as Androsian that that's Andros and that's, ours.
The West Side is not only ecologically important, but it also provides various economic benefits for locals, such as fly fishing, bird watching, sponging, and other opportunities that support the local economy.
One of the key things, I think...
At the House of Assembly, I'm Lakush Lapinder. This is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories.
The Prime Minister addressing world leaders on the impact of climate change on the Bahamas.
Developed nations must step up, not just with words, but with enforceable, concrete commitments.
And it's back to black for residents of Grand Bahama as hour-long power outages continue. Residents of East Grand Bahama weighing in on the impact of Celebration Key. And
very high and too high.
An increasing alarm in divorce rates.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition start now.
Good evening all, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks for tuning in. We apologize for the late start of tonight's newscast due to a failed BTC link. Topping the news tonight, the urgent appeal from Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis as he addressed world leaders. The nation's leader once again driving home the need for action in the face of the global climate crisis, putting small island developing states like the Bahamas at risk. While he says in some ways it's too late to turn the tides, Prime Minister Davis says that COP29 could signal a turning point. Cleopatra Murphy has tonight's top story.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis renewed his call for urgent climate action, as he says the world for a year now has surpassed the critical 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold in global temperature rise, now manifesting in hurricanes, heat, fire, and floods, lambasting UN member states for finding money to fund wars, but taking limited action to address climate change.
Developed nations must step up, not just with words, but with enforceable, concrete commitments that reflect the scale and urgency of the crisis. While global military expenditure soared to an unprecedented $2.4 trillion last year, the Loss and Damage Fund, painstakingly established at COP28, has secured a mere $800 in pledges. This is a drop in the ocean compared to the trillions needed to address the escalating costs of the negative impacts of climate change.
He was addressing the 79th UN General Assembly as the Bahamas put in its bid for non-permanent membership to the Security Council for the 2032-2033 term. Prime Minister Davis stressed that climate change and global security are inextricably linked, and climate considerations must be integrated into the Council's work. He says climate change must be viewed as a threat multiplier, undermining the foundation of global security.
If we think we have refugee challenges now, do we really want to wait until millions are forced to cross borders just to survive?
The nation's leader further questioned why UN member states continue to ignore climate change that he deems the biggest threat of our lifetime.
We in the Bahamas clearly see the lack of determined, committed action as a series of misguided short-term choices and priorities. We can't choose differently. We can't choose better. We can act to address real, consequential priorities.
Prime Minister Davis also used his time on the global stage to champion a Haitian-led solution to the ongoing turmoil in that country, funding for the multinational security mission, an end to the embargo against Cuba, and global financial reform. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Thanks, Cleo. Well, it's back to black. Just 2 weeks after the Grand Bahama Power Company issued a statement confirming the end of service interruptions, consumers are once again facing frequent power outages without warning and no time to prepare. ZNS News reached out to the power company for a response, but GBPC officials declined to comment or provide a statement regarding the cause of the outages. Meanwhile, residents on Grand Bahama are not remaining silent. Just like that, blackouts have returned into Grand Bahama. The power outages come just 2 weeks after consumers were assured by the Grand Bahama Power Company that they would no longer experience service interruptions. In a statement issued on September 10th, GBPC officials said, "We do not foresee interruptions of service as we have added 7 new temporary generators to our fleet and returned a unit to service." However, on Tuesday, September 24th, customers were shocked when the power went out unexpectedly. Frustrated residents quickly took to GBPC's Facebook page page to express their discontent. One user commented, "So what happened to the 7 generators added to y'all's fleet?" Another shared, "15 minutes after I came from the plantation work, the power went off. Sigh. Tired, hot, and hungry." A third user raised a key question. Why are the temporary rental generators still temporary? When can we expect a permanent solution? Please advise your customers. As the power outages continue, residents are left with more questions than answers. And one thing remains clear. They are exhausted.
All of this culminate to say, hey, they're just taking advantage of all of us.
It has now been 72 hours of isolated blackouts, and questions remain about whether this situation will continue and how long it will last. Meanwhile, there has been no response from the Grand Bahama Port Authority or the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, both who claim to be the city's regulators. In fact, the most recent communication from the port was regarding the completion of GBPC's rate plan proposal, which is currently seeking stakeholder input. The consultation period will conclude on November 4th, with a final decision anticipated by December 2nd of this year. However, for many residents, the answer is already clear.
They're not being held accountable at this time for all the power outages, and then the power bills is extremely high at this period.
ZNS News reached out to GBPC for an official response regarding the ongoing outages, but company representatives indicated that no one is available for comment. When asked if a statement would be issued to explain the reasons behind the outages, we were informed that none would be provided at this time. Attorney Park O'Deal remarking that the company's behavior is blatantly disrespectful and demonstrates a clear disregard for its clients.
I think that's a total abuse of power, and that's a result of having a monopoly, which we feel adamantly that that monopoly is expired and it should be taken away.
Well, switching gears now, the divorce rate in the Bahamas exceeds 50%, according to attorney Constance McDonald, KC, a specialist in family court. She breaks down the numbers to our Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Attorney Constance McDonald, KC, is addressing the rising divorce rate, which has exceeded 50%. Drawing from her extensive experience with numerous cases, she expresses concern about this trend and reflects on the various factors that may contribute to legal separations and divorces.
Very high and too high. Too high. It's like... I remember one judge saying to me, he's surprised that anybody in the Bahamas is still married because of how many divorces we do on divorce day.
The attorney further notes the growing trend of individuals remarrying often multiplies. She underscores the importance of self-reflection, urging individuals to consider how they can improve as partners in their relationships.
People get divorced and then marry again, and then get divorced again. I remember this young woman, she was divorced 3 times by the time she was 30. So what are we taking marriage for? And it seems as if it's easier for persons who have been married already and divorced to get married again.
The attorney expresses that marriage is a serious commitment and should not be taken lightly. However, she also suggests that one contributing factor to the divorce rate may be the societal pressures placed on women.
Society puts a lot of pressure on women to get married. And so if the woman feels as if she's getting older now, she might all of a sudden decide that it's time that I get married. But who are you getting married to?
When issues arise, McDonald advises that it's best to take time to address and resolve them before considering remarriage.
If you have a problem in your first marriage, you have to work that out so that you don't get into the same problem in your second marriage. But like a lot of people they don't think things through.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
And still to come.
When we come back, it's World Tourism Day. The local tourism office touring a local school. That story when we return.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
The Paint Fair family is excited to announce that they're rolling out to a new location soon. Stay tuned for grand reopening details and special giveaways. In the meantime, they are still operating on West Mall Drive while finishing up the renovations. Don't miss the Park & Shop sale. Enjoy 25% off store-wide, excluding underwear and red tag items on September 26th, 27th, 28th, and 30th. Plus, check out their 50% off racks with items as low as $10. Store hours are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Calling all vendors. The 2025 Grand Bahama Junkanoo Parade vendor applications are now available. Collect your application from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture on Region Center East, West Explorers Way. The deadline is October 18th. For more information, call 351-6667.
Hi, this is me, Veronica Bishop, inviting you to join me Sunday, October 13th, Sunset Village Fish Fry, 8 Mile Rock, as we celebrate the music, the legacy of KV. Get your tickets and beat me there.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Tourism is everybody's business, and students from the Beacon School heard that message Wednesday as Ministry of Tourism officials made a stop to that school campus ahead of World Tourism Day on Friday. The industry generates 7 cents out of every dollar in the Bahamian economy. That being the case, officials saw it fit to educate students on its importance to the country. Manager at the Ministry of Tourism Investments and Aviation, Corenda Swain-Roll, speaks to the significance of the celebration.
We join over 195 countries around the world in celebrating this prestigious event. We know tourism is our #1 industry, and our role here at the Ministry of Tourism, we intend to go into all of the schools and share this great news about tourism with our students. We know that tourism is our #1 industry, and we know that our students are the future of this industry.
And now it's time for our Friday ZNS clip of the week with Matthew Martinborough.
Well, Romiko, a Bahamian vacation is not one without a stop to Walmart, and this Bahamian definitely brought the island vibes during his stop. Well, there you have it, your ZNS Northern Service tip of the week.
Yeah, I wish this losing streak would let go of my Dolphins, but that don't look like it's happening no time soon.
No time soon, but Josh Chisholm is headed to the playoffs for the New York Yankees.
All right, we'll check that out, but first, your check on your local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Vontae, representative for the Provision Band Boys right now.
This is Jason, JMC Entertainment Providenciales.
It's your boy, Super PV Entertainer, all the way from the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Asking you guys to join me on the 13th of October
at Sunset Village.
8 Mile Rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're celebrating the life, the legacy, the music
of KB. Get your tickets and beat us there.
It's going to be a great time. Join me there.
Don't meet me there. Beat me there. Let's go.
Calling all judges, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, in conjunction with the Great Bahama Junkanoo Corporation, invites you to judge the 2025 Great Bahama Junkanoo Parade Pine Yard Rush. Are you a judge? We're calling you. Are you interested in being a judge? We are calling you. Applications are now available at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Region Center East, West Explorers Way. Or you can just sign up online via our QR code provided. But the deadline is October 7, 2024 for all applications to be submitted via in-office or online. The parade is speedily approaching, so let's get there and let's get it done. Sign up today and become a judge. It's a Pine Yard Rush. Oh, yeah. Get ready to rumble! It's a Pine Yard Rush. Oh, yeah.
Have you been waiting for windows? Then wait no more. Connex Bahamas have in stock now PVC sliding windows, casement windows, and impact sliding windows with mirror tinted glass, all in different sizes and styles. Call us at 352-1301 or visit any of our 4 locations in Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthera for the great products and great prices. Open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Connex Bahamas, dream, design, deliver.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports, where let's do or die for most of the teams competing in the Grand Bahama Tip-Off Volleyball Classic. With their backs against the wall, BMES Lady Warriors defeated 8 Mile Rock in 2 sets, 1914 and 1912, to stay alive.
We lost yesterday, so if we had lost today, we would have been out of the tournament. So they knew coming into today that they had to play a better game than they played yesterday.
It's our teamwork. That was something we was working on and something we wanted to improve on. So with that, I think we could do anything. We just wanted to have fun, and in having fun, we wanted to win. So, yeah.
I feel like we did a lot better than yesterday. We were practicing more, calling the ball, and we just felt more determined to win today because this was like a double elimination. So we just went out there and did our best, and yeah.
Now on the boys' side, Jack Hewitt Wildcats got the W against 8 Mile Rock Blue Jays 1915, 10-19, and 15-11 to live to play another day.
They stayed the course in the game, but we have a lot that we have to work on. It's a long season. This is just a tournament, a tune-up for us, so we have some things that we have to go back to the drawing board and take care of. But overall, I'm happy with the win, but we have a lot of work to do.
I felt that we played good. You know, we usually get warm up after the second and go into the third, but we played good during all the sets. I just wish we talk more, but we still played good.
And the final boys game saw the defending champs LIS take down Sunland in 2 straight sets, 1911 and 1917. Next in sports, Bahamian baseball sensation Jazz Chisholm and the New York Yankees are headed to the playoffs. The Yankees clinched the American League East with a dominating 10-1 win over the Baltimore Orioles. And finally in sports. And that's your check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is up next.
We
all need to save. Save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
Freeport, get ready to witness the talent explosion of the year. It's Freeport's Got Talent. 3 epic nights, September 27th through the 29th at Port Lakaya Marketplace, starting at 7 p.m. Bring the entire family and come see the best of Freeport's rising stars, who will walk away with a grand prize. This is a competition you don't want to miss. Admission is free. Brought to you by Grand Bahama Port Authority.
Hi, I'm Derek Stubbs.
And I'm Cindy Russell. ZNS 810 AM presents
Grand Bahama. Get ready for the event of the year. Experience a live recording of one of the Bahamas' leading gospel ensembles, Shep Back, on stage with some of gospel's greats, along with the Grand Bahama gospel community. Sunday, National Heroes Day weekend, October 13th, 7 p.m., Jubilee Cathedral, East Settlers Way. It's a free event. Don't miss an experience of a lifetime.
But it doesn't stop there. You can be a part of the largest music workshop and coming together of the island's best in creative arts. Register today by scanning here or get an application from your local church. The Grand Bahama Music Workshop begins Wednesday, October 9th at 7 p.m. nightly through Friday the 11th. Sessions for choir members, praise teams, dancers, musicians, sound technicians, and media operators. The nightly sessions followed by a mass choir rehearsal to record special songs at Shabak's live recording.
Your number one team in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And this just in, GBPC informing its customers via Facebook that they are currently experiencing a generation shortfall resulting in load shedding starting this evening and will continue throughout tonight. Officials anticipate that these interruptions will occur within a 2-hour interval. Well, that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, which is coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, real effort, serious action, tangible progress. A triple header that the Prime Minister pitched to the global arena as the only path to sustainable solutions to the adverse effects of climate change. Also, despite challenges, Bahamians in Florida and Atlanta marked safe in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene's life-threatening flash floods. And a noted defense attorney is calling on the police force to up its game as public confidence in the organization wanes. Hear what she believes is needed to turn things around. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight. The present crisis of today, the looming crisis of tomorrow. An airy thought, but one requiring countries like the Bahamas to stand up and step up to protect and preserve not just the climate, but the lives of its people. And this is exactly the message the Prime Minister left with member states of the United Nations in New York today. Devontae Hanna has tonight's top story.
Even the strongest swimmers drowns if left alone in a raging sea.
A poignant closing line from Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, but one evoking just what he hopes member states of the United Nations take from it, and that's the increasing gravity of a threat countries like the Bahamas face at every turn, and for which it has for years stressed the need for urgent action. What it's gotten in return, the Prime Minister candidly describes as progress that has fallen far short of what is needed.
Member states can somehow quickly find eye-watering sums of money for bullets and bombs, but only rattle small change in their pockets when it comes to financing the costs of loss and damage, repair and recovery, so desperately needed to adapt to the new climate reality. Why? Why do members persist in ignoring the biggest threat of our lives? The easy answer would be to say that you just don't care. But I cannot accept that.
And part of not accepting calls for small island developing states or SIDS having a voice at the table and to get the ball rolling, the Bahamas, which this year celebrates its 51st anniversary as a UN member, is bidding for non-permanent membership of the UN's Security Council for the 2032-2033 term.
We do so because the voices of small island developing states are the harbingers of what lies in store for all of us. The Security Council of the future will not be equipped to deal with the biggest crisis of our time without voices like ours at the table. The link between climate change and global security is undeniable. Things are bad now, and they're going to get a lot worse before they get better.
That worse the Prime Minister speaks of evident, if only in what this year's Atlantic hurricane season has brewed. So far, 9 named storms, the latest, Helene, making landfall Thursday as a Category 4. Helene has thus far been blamed for 35 deaths, leaving more than 3 million people without power across Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. And international reports are that those outages could last for weeks. Even more troubling is the prediction that climate change is likely to lead to higher storm surges as sea levels only rise. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hannum.
Well, thanks, Devontae. Now, locked into an annual cycle of severe hurricanes, repair and rebuild, the Bahamas knows all too well the loss associated with any disaster, let alone the lives lost. As Prime Minister, the Honourable Philip Davis cited in his sobering address to the United Nations earlier today, it is estimated that by 2050, climate-related damage is projected to rise to an unimaginable $38 trillion per year. Davis admonishes that the upcoming COP29 slated for Azerbaijan must be a turning point.
My friends, in some respects, it is already too late. Where we are is not good enough, but there's still time just enough if we act and act now. Let's revitalize the stalled negotiations on a new collective quantified goal on climate finance. We cannot afford another year of inaction. Developed nations must step up, not just with words, but with enforceable, concrete commitments that reflect the scale and urgency of the crisis.
In related news tonight, Tropical Storm Helene, once a powerful Category 4 hurricane with 140-mile-per-hour winds, continues its path of destruction. Bahamian officials in the U.S. telling us no Bahamians were injured. Here's Tysenia Palmer, a Bahamian living in Savannah and Vice Consul in Atlanta, Yasmin Miller.
I want to say about 10:30, 11 o'clock, power went out. Seemed like it went out all over the city from some reports, but I'm in just downtown. I got a text from my manager this morning that the theater that I work at, also downtown, power is still out. We had a tornado warning with the few sirens going off last night between 10 and 11. Luckily, no tornado.
While the storm has brought significant challenges, including widespread power outages, fallen trees, and flooding across several counties, we are grateful to report that so far we have not received any news of direct threats or harm to Bahamian nationals in these areas. We're in constant communication with our community to ensure their safety and readiness.
In other news, a noted attorney is expressing serious concern over the police force's level of proficiency and quality investigations, particularly in the case of serious crimes like murders, rapes, and armed robberies. Summing it up in one word, Ramona Farquharson deemed it sloppy, near not as meticulous, she says, as one would expect.
Let's say it's said to be an offense that takes place with a firearm, and you get a report saying that, okay, we have compared the casings found on the scene with a gun that was found and we put in a control bullet, and it has the same striations and markings, and so we therefore say that these casings came from this particular gun, and let's say that that's what we found on an accused person. So you hear it as you go to court. But again, that's all you get, is that bald assertion. You get nothing else. For instance, there's no sort of picture to compare to say this is what was on the casing. You can see the striations. This is the control that I used, and here's the side-by-side comparison. I mean, it's happening in all other countries, but in the Bahamas, we're still just we just have this blanketed report, and that's it.
Farquharson sees this as added reason why public confidence in the 184-year-old police force is shaken, begging the need for improvement.
Is it a lack of resources? I don't know, because again, from what we see, they seem to be their new vehicles. There are other things that you see a lot of. I mean, they look well presented, and so maybe it's just something that they need to consider in terms of where we are directing our resources, where we're placing our emphasis. Because again, we've got to do better. There's a lot of reliance still on confessions. Confessions, and of course, as defense counsels, we know the stories about using fish bags, about the beatings, and the rest of it. So I just think that there needs to be a real improvement.
Coming up, the Bahamas joins in recognizing the significance of its top industry. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse, the people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Whether you're crossing borders or navigating busy airports, with BTC's reliable data roaming, you're always in touch. In a fast-paced world, staying connected is key. Don't miss important moments. Stay connected effortlessly with BTC, wherever your journey takes you.
KFC is giving you more to love with our KFC Bucket Meals with large size. Get the KFC Family Bucket featuring 8 pieces of juicy chicken, family fries, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4. A KFC Deluxe Bucket with 10 pieces of delicious chicken, 2 larger sides, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4 to 6. Or a KFC Party Bucket with 15 pieces of our chicken, 3 larger sides, and 6 biscuits that feeds 6. And we'll handle the dishes, plates, and utensils included, so you can lick your fingers in peace. KFC knows value, and it's finger-licking good.
Do you know a fisher who braves the seas every day, bringing home a catch that feeds our communities? Nominate them now for the Anchor Awards, a night dedicated to celebrating the unsung heroes of our waters. On November 16th at the Bahama Resort, we're shining a spotlight on those who make waves, both big and small. Visit the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources Facebook page and click on the link provided to submit your nomination. Let's give our fishers the recognition they deserve. Anchor Awards 2024.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
You're looking at a shot of the lighthouse just off Nassau Harbor, the structure built by the colonial government in 1817. Welcome back. Human trafficking, the focus of a 2-day symposium organized by the Ministry of National Security and Urban Renewal. Participants last evening hearing from local experts on the warning signs of this disturbing trend. Desmond Saunders fills us in.
Thursday's symposium at the police headquarters is one out of many initiatives by the Ministry of National Security to involve ordinary citizens in combating human trafficking in the Bahamas. Chairman of the Bahamas Neighborhood Watch Council, Kina Wong, says a grassroots effort is key to achieving the government's overall objective.
We have seen in a lot of our communities where individuals who come from Cuba, Jamaica, from Dominican Republic, Venezuela, they're in our communities, and we just go about our daily lives, not knowing if these individuals can be a form of human trafficking. Our next step is to continue to have more of these symposiums, more training, so individuals can be informed. It's, we have to go into the schools, we have to go into our universities, and teach our people. And the media has to be a part of it as well to help us educate the wider community on what is human trafficking and how we can be attentive of when we see things.
While steady progress has been made, human trafficking remains a paramount concern for authorities. In 2021, there were 16 recorded incidents compared to 19 in 2020. In 2019, there were 14 incidents of human trafficking, while 2018 saw 7. And in 2017, there were 11. Chairman of the Bahamas Neighborhood Watch Council, Keno Wong, believes human trafficking is still a threat to national security.
I was coming through the airport from Fort Lauderdale, and I noticed that 2 individuals walking together sat in the same area with me. They got back here into New Providence, and I asked the gentleman outside, I said, "Where's the young lady that was with you?" Because I felt something was wrong. He said, "Oh, I don't know her."
The Neighborhood Watch Council chairman says his organization will continue its work with the local authorities in alleviating the scourge of human trafficking in the country as a strong, focused strategy with human effort brings success. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
Well, earlier this week, the Bahamas joined its CARICOM neighbors in ongoing efforts to stop the illegal movement of firearms into the country. But Corval Pyfrom reports on why the Bahamas might have some catching up to do.
Citing a recent study published by the United Nations, the National Security Minister highlighted the price tag illegal firearms cost this country.
The firearms-related cost to this country amounts to 4.8% of our GDP.
Even more jarring, Minister Monroe illustrated how much this illegal activity hurts the country.
The quantified cost in 2019 was $48,770,334. So apart from the cost in human lives and suffering, there is an additional cost in monies that cannot be used for education and other means.
So at this week's Caribbean Firearms Roadmap sessions held here in Nassau, partners including local officials from law enforcement, the judiciary, immigration, customs, and foreign affairs explored solutions to stem this alarming tide.
The Bahamas will join 12 other states that met with CARICOM Impacts and UN Lyric in meetings like this one, identify their priority actions, and determine sources of information for tracking the progress.
Minister Monroe pledging the Bahamas' full support in collaborating with its partners.
It is this collective effort that will ensure that we remain resilient in the face of evolving threats relative to illicit firearms and ammunition.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
On a lighter note, the spotlight today on the wheels that largely keep the economy going. Celebrated every September 27th, World Tourism Day is an opportunity to honor tourism significance and foster awareness. We hear more from Wes Calix Forbes.
Today, the Bahamas proudly joins the global community in celebrating World Tourism Day. Tourism is the country's main industry, generating 60% of the national GDP. It continues to drive force to the Bahamian economy.
We want to create the awareness. We want to make sure everyone remembers not just the impact of tourism from an economical perspective, but the enjoyment of it, our islands, the beauty, the pristine nature of our islands.
To help foster further growth in the sector and to promote its viability, the Ministry of Tourism also sharing the industry's vital benefit with the youth of the nation. Director General Latia Duncombe points the significance of the school visits.
And in the Ministry of Tourism, what we've done for the second year in a row, we've taken tourism to our schools. Our junior high schools, our primary schools, our high schools. I spoke with the University of the Bahamas as well. Our Bahamas tourist offices all over the Bahamas are visiting all of our schools, speaking with all of our students, creating the awareness, you know, what's new, what's important, why is tourism so important, and is there a future for me in this sector?
The Ministry of Tourism is also strongly promoting the Bahamas on the world stage, and the record-breaking visitors is an indication of the success. From the local standpoint, the Ministry of Tourism is also ensuring that Bahamians have an integral role in the industry's development.
You can also own your own business, so the ease of doing business and access to opportunity is also something that we focus on within the ministry. And our Tourism Development Corporation has been structured and designed to make sure our entrepreneurs, micro, small, medium-sized businesses, we all have an opportunity.
Outside of the business community, Bahamians in general can do their part to further propel the sector and sustain its future.
Tourism is everyone's business. And when we say that, it's not just a phrase. We must live it. We're a service destination. When you look at our service economy, when you look at what the Bahamas at large, and visitors come to enjoy the destination, every exchange, every visitor experience is important.
So on this World Tourism Day, it is critical that we re-examine our respective roles in the industry and help make visitors' experience to the Bahamas a lasting memory, putting the sector on even stronger footing. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix-Forbes.
A Bahamian company pays tribute to breast cancer awareness. Stay with us. On the Beat is after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Full Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Come celebrate the Pay Fast, Live Digital campaign. Get ready to learn all about digital payments and embrace the future of finance. Ditch the old and say hello to new, faster and safer ways to pay. So join us, check in with your personal bank, credit union or digital wallet provider to learn everything you need to know about going digital. To learn more, visit us online at livedigitalbahamas.com and on social media. The future of pay is digital.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Pink October is upon us, and a Bahamian company is stepping forward to help inspire hope and support for a cause that some way or another affected us all. Desmond Saunders joins us live with the story.
Well, a pleasant good evening, because as you're aware, October has been designated as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And just look at this wonderful display of designs by Harry Bahamas showing their support. Tonight, here at the Southwest Plaza, a meeting of the minds, great meeting of the minds, and everybody's here to support breast cancer and show their support. Carol Barnett is the company's general manager joining us live on the broadcast. Tell us more about what you're doing here.
We're so excited to be able to host this event here this evening because we want to be able to partner with an organization like Sister, who their main thrust is to be able to spread the awareness, the breast cancer awareness for individuals. You know, how do you self-test? And if you're diagnosed, what are the things that you need to do to make sure that you get to a state of remission? And so we're able to host this event here this evening where we're actually going to have a panel discussion with individuals not only who are directly impacted by breast cancer, but those individuals who are caregivers, the individuals who are in the nursing and medical field, who every day they're faced with just trying to see how can they're able to help those individuals who have been diagnosed with breast cancer get to a state of remission. And so we're talking to these individuals, and they're actually going to share their stories and talk to us about, you know, some of the things that we need to be able to do so that we're able to test ourselves to make sure that we're, we're not exposed to the disease, and of course, help those individuals who are in that situation where they have to help, and take care of, their loved ones who are actually in that fight against breast cancer. So we're happy to host this event here this evening. Every year we design a special collection in support of breast cancer awareness. And of course, we have always donated and supported individuals with the disease. And this evening, we're going to be donating to 3 individuals. And of course, they are here in New Providence, but MAP out of Grand Bahama, the, mammogram access program, we're supporting MAP as well. So we're happy to be able to do that and to be able to create this event so that we can help the Sister organization extend their information as it relates to breast cancer awareness.
And I'm sure there are many more activities to mark this occasion this month. So Bahari Bahamas supporting breast cancer awareness here, Southwest Plaza, Carmichael Road.
Well, thanks, Desmond. And it's about that time. LaDawn and Marcellus joins us live to give us a sneak peek of Access Now. Guys?
Makushla, I hope that you're ready to dance because we have none other than Judah the Lion as our live entertainer for this Friday. For Friday, Marcellus, are you ready to dance?
I'm ready to dance. Let's get it on. All right.
We're ready to get jiggy, Makushla.
Well, stay with us. Our feature story is up next.
People are going crazy for Popeyes around the world. Some have camped out for hours just to try our delicious chicken. This guy stocked up on 300 crunchy, juicy chicken sandwiches, just in case. And these lovebirds celebrated their wedding with the Popeyes cake. For real. We get it, y'all chicken lovers. Because we're just as crazy to marinate our chicken for 12 hours and make every piece by hand. That crazy love, we love.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Have you been waiting for windows? Then wait no more. Cornet Bahamas have in stock now PVC sliding windows, casement windows, and impact sliding windows with mirror tinted glass, all in different sizes and styles. Call us at 352-1301 or visit any of our 4 locations in Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthera for the great products and great prices. Open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Cornet Bahamas, dream, design, deliver.
Marco's, the pizza that's perfect for every party, every moment, and every occasion.
What are we gonna do? We forgot your daddy's birthday. He's in Eleuthera and we're all the way in Nassau. You got it? Okay. Yes, you're right. Eleuthera for tomorrow? No problem.
Well, here's something that may warm your heart. Bahamian pilot Timothy Russell's pledged $100,000 to support budding pilots attending school abroad. The announcement coming today during his address to the Rotary Club of East Nassau. Russell says his desire was born out of his love for philanthropy and inspiring the next generation.
We're currently working on situations
where students from the Bahamas and all around the world will be able to come there and work in the respective departments and grow the organization. They're going to have their own flight school. So imagine, one student in India comes to our flight school, they need to spend $70,000. You do 20 of those, that's like $1.4 million a year. I vowed not to take any of the money for myself. As an airline pilot, I donate 10% of my lifetime earnings to this project, and much to the chagrin of my wife, I'm in the process of upgrading to captain. I will be, and I am vowing publicly to donate $100,000 a year to these students.
Urging Rotarians to assist others. Here's some work Russell has done.
We've only had 2 or 3 students where we paid for everything. We're on a 7-year plan. We're on year number 5, and we are well ahead with our everything that's transpiring. And so we foresee the current group of students are designed to become flight instructors, and they're supposed to follow what I do to create an autonomous cycle of giving, because I'm a free flight instructor. What happens when we have 5 more, and then another 10? And it's a lifetime commitment.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
I told you that Bahamian plants like cascarilla, cerasee, and even strongback can be infused into a spirit that not only uplifts you, but also does your body good. Join me on a journey with Bahamas Botanicals as we venture from bush to bottle. I'm Leah Cooper, and this is Good to Grow.
Good to grow. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, and it's good to grow.
That's right, you've heard correctly. Bahamas Botanicals' sole purpose is to bolster agriculture here in the Bahamas by infusing bush medicine and native fruits into a variety of spirits. Senior Vice President Andy Fowler says first on the lineup of healthy spirits is their Cascarilla Amato.
Cascarilla Amato is really a herbal digestive, okay? And the benefit of it, you tend to ease, it helps in digesting your food after a good meal.
Fowler then took us into their botanical storage room.
These are all the raw products that we've harvested, that various farmers harvested for us, and for us to do our developmental work.
He also gives us a sneak peek on a new product.
We're looking at a male aphrodisiac. As you know, we're quite known about for our plants and what they can do, whether it's a love vine, whether it's a camalamy, whether it's a strongback, whether it's a featherbed. And so we are very excited, and having traveled to Italy and gotten their input into this particular product, we're very excited about the potential of this particular product.
Fowler says the company has been researching and testing products since 2008.
Over that time, we've been working with various botanicals. We didn't just wait until the facility was finished. So we started our research with soursop, featherbed, coca plum leaves, guava, yellow papaya. I've mentioned cerasee, allspice. We have pineapple. So this vision started long ago, and we're very excited now. We're at the point where we can begin realizing and taking all that work and now formulating crafting these products that we believe Bahamians will enjoy.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Samila Butler honored for his legacy, and know the Trailblazers remember it. Details straight ahead.
Plus, the Bahamian Vice Consul in Atlanta tell us how she's riding out Hurricane Helene.
Seniors in Marathon treated to a luncheon. Danielle Dean has the story.
And coming up in sports, Night League in Eleuthera rocks.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, I'm Marcellus Hall.
And I'm LaDawn Davis. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. Marcellus, I am so happy.
And what is it making you so happy, LaDawn?
It's the weekend and I get to show off and have a great time and I can do whatever I want because it's the weekend.
All right, okay then. Well, let's stick to the safer subject of the news and dive right on into it. A new podcast is gaining attention by honoring the life and legacy of one of the Bahamas' most revered national heroes, Sir Milo Butler. The show dives into his lasting impact on the Bahamian society while also shining a light on modern trailblazers who are continuing his work.
Sir Milo Butler, the first Bahamian Governor General, left an indelible mark on the history of the Bahamas. Now, his legacy is being preserved and celebrated in a new podcast aimed at educating and inspiring Bahamians. The Legacy podcast is dedicated to keeping his memory alive while drawing parallels between Butler's vision and the current landscape of Bahamian leadership. Co-host Franklin Butler tells us more.
One of the things we thought about how can we leverage this story to make sure that 50 years, how do we make sure all the young people and middle-aged people who may not have been independent and understood the struggle of Milo.
Each episode of the podcast features discussions not only about Sir Milo Butler's life and achievements, but also modern-day Bahamian leaders who continue to uphold his values.
We thought that we needed to truly tell their story in the initial episodes, but also to share the story to a wider audience of other Bahamians that are coming up, that are creating businesses, that are also creating legacies, but we want them to also share their legacy with the wider public.
That was Loretta Butler Turner, co-host, who shared that the show not only educates, but also challenges listeners to consider their own impact. In the upcoming episode, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies will share how they've built a thriving business from the ground up while contributing to the nation's development.
So when I hear the story about what this $5,000 grant that was given to them did and how, in some ways, we really honored the legacy of Sir Milo by really empowering these young Bahamian entrepreneurs to really get started in a business now that is thriving.
Through this podcast, Sir Milo Butler's story continues to inspire Bahamians of all ages. By revisiting the past and connecting it to the present, the Legacy podcast not only honors Sir Milo Butler's legacy, but also encourages the next generation to rise to the occasion. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorset.
Hurricane Helene made its way north into the Florida Panhandle on Thursday. It is now a tropical depression, leaving a trail of destruction and death behind it. Reports are that more than 30 persons are dead. According to Vice Consul of the Bahamas in Atlanta, all Bahamians living in Florida, Georgia, and North and South Carolina are all safe. Schools and businesses are closed. Vice Consul Kayla Smith talks about her day at home.
The buildings in Georgia and homes are not to the standards for a hurricane like it is at home. So I was more so fearful of something happening to my home. And, you know, if anybody has visited Georgia, Georgia has beautiful greenery, lots of amazing tall trees. That was another fear, that these trees, which have fallen before, would fall on my house. But, you know, like in my good Bahamian teachings, you do what you do, what you have to do, and also nothing like some pea soup in a rainy weather. And so that's what I've done for my family. And so we're just relaxing and riding out the storm.
Well, a special time for senior citizens today as October, the month designated to them, approaches, all in the face of recent concerns about the neglect of the elderly here in Bahamian society. Danielle Dean reports.
Senior citizens of the Marathon constituency joined the Pat Senior Citizens Home for a special brunch put on by Honorable Lisa Raming.
Why I thought this was important, particularly because what I saw recently had hit the tabloids as it relates to that senior citizen that was, you know, unfortunately raped. And there was so many buzz about, you know, what the judiciary should do or shouldn't do.
Raming says her takeaway is that persons should self-evaluate to figure out the best ways to safeguard elderly loved ones.
Going door to door and meeting a lot of seniors, there's much more we can do as a family. And so that's why I give the clarion call to family members, please, don't leave your seniors home. I know most time they will tell you it's expensive for daycare. But can I tell you,
the preservation of life doesn't go with a price, there's not enough money that you could say it's too much to safeguard your grandmother, your mother, the person that you say that you love.
Proprietor of Pat's Senior Citizen Home, Patricia Moxie, says she takes care of 42 seniors, but has the resources to accommodate up to 80.
Most of them, we throw them behind the wall or something, but all of the shoulders that you and I stand on is because of them. And everything that we get today is because of them. They have paved the way for us.
In the end, Marathon constituent, 61-year-old Reverend Joseph Roll, hopes to see this happen for senior citizens across the country.
And I want them to live a happy, long, peaceful life. And be strong.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, still to come, Judah the Lion live in studio. Stay close.
We at Candid Security offer a varied range of security services, including guard service. We do armored service, we do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also vet people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my NASA office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
Hey, Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while dealing with my home and car insurance.
What? You know there's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been?
Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage a claim. Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's N-U-A. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
Bahamas, are you ready? Keep the vibe alive. Music group, along with our for sales, present the best of the best. Raking Scrape Explosion Reloaded. This is the biggest one-day all-Bahamian concert of the year. Featuring KB, D-Mac, Abby, Mama D, Fan Sean, Shine 242, The Falcon, and more. Mark your calendars. It's going down November the 2nd at Super Club Races Ground. Tickets now available at BahamasEtickets.com or both Beauty Shack location. General admission $60. VIP, Skybox, and Skypods also available. For more info, call 394-0819 or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Experience the magic once again with more legends for one night only. Come party with us November 2nd at Best of the Best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded.
And you're looking at a live shot of Clifton Pier, really deep and testy waters there, captured by our drone pilot, Neville Smith. Good job, Nev. Let's check in with LaDawn now and a little bird watching in Inagua.
The Bahamas continues to be a leading destination for ecotourism, with reportedly thousands of visitors participating in the adventures annually. Inagua is one of those key sites. Here's Carla Palmer.
Mr. Randolph Casper Burrows, I understand that you're the #1 tour guide in this country, especially for Inagua. Where are you taking me today?
Well, I try my best. It depends on what you want to see. Are you a avid birder, or you just want to see what we have here to offer?
Maybe the flamingos?
Okay, we could go and see the flamingos and the Martin Salt Factory, because that's on the way out there.
Okay, let's go there.
That's right.
Burrows has been a ranger with the Bahamas National Trust for more than 25 years. Took us south outside of Matthewtown into the birdwatching sanctuary to a place called the Maroons, a habitat for some 15 different species of birds and approximately 18,000 flamingos.
If you want to, really see all the warblers and the other birds in the forest and what's not, you get started early in the morning at daybreak. That's when the birds are more active and feeding. But like with the flamingos, the heat of the day, they see the colors much better.
Burrows is a third-generation ranger, following in the footsteps of his father and grandfather. A lucrative sport and a big business, Burrows launched his private tour company, Friendly Tours Inagua, 8 years ago, in anticipation of retirement from BNT.
I love the environment, love to show it off, so it's just something when the opportunity come to expand and, you know, do my own business, I jumped up on it. You know, I love it and just love to share with people, you know, that come down, want to see what's going on. I want to make sure the experience is a memorable one.
Ranger Burrows says during winter is when the majority of avid birders visit the site. Still, he's lobbying for more tourism promotion for Inagua. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
Judah the Lion joining us live now in studio tonight on this Access Now Entertainment Friday. Judah, welcome to the newscast.
Thanks for having me. I was glad to be here.
So Judah, tell us a little bit about your music and what is it all about?
So my music is basically a form of fusion. So I fuse reggae with different genres like hip hop and soul, and now I'm experimenting with like some pop spaces and stuff like that. So it's like a mix up, you know what I mean?
That sounds pretty good. Right up my alley, as a matter of fact. That being said, what have you been up to lately? Anything exciting we can look forward to?
Yeah, I just came back from London, Ontario. Did a festival out over there called Manifest. Did some recordings over there with some Bahamian artists over there, Plain J and Jag Hooligan. And just have a ton of new releases. I'm trying to just get together, just package and give to the people, you know what I mean? Excited about all that good stuff.
Now, we know we're going to come back to you later on this show for you to perform, but our producer, Tanya, wants you to do a little request for you. I know that she wants you to do the little whistle thing that you do, so you can do that for us.
So.
See, if I was home, I'd get slapped beside. Why stop making all this noise in this house?
Yeah, you turn your pain into art. You know?
So where did you get that gift from? Where did you get it from?
I just always, it might be like a nervous tick or whatever, just something that whenever feel like it's too quiet around, I just whistle whatever melodies in my head, and it just bled into the music and just took a life of its own. Now I'm just known for the whistle. You know?
All right.
Good stuff.
All right. Marcellus, so what's coming up in sports, Marcellus?
Well, coming up in sports, we got a lot of softball coming your way as the New Providence Softball Association Championships rolling right along. We'll tell you who won and who lost just ahead in sports.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training. Mathematics is a subject that for many comes with anxieties. A recent 10-year review of the results of the GLAT indicates a national underachievement in math. To improve the teaching and learning of math throughout the country, the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training recently signed an agreement with Sapphire Education and Communication Development Services, a Bahamian math consultancy firm. The firm will conduct a study over 1 year to discover the root of the challenges and to find necessary solutions. Every child deserves the best opportunities to excel. This public service announcement was brought to you by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, but we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
Well, welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check Friday, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. Lots of softball going on around the country, and particularly here in New Providence last night. New Providence Softball Association Championship Series continuing over at the Bankers Field. Let's get you caught up on all the action, starting off with ladies, as the Sunshine Auto Wildcats going up against the R&B operators. Operators in desperate need of a win here. They would actually have a 10-4 lead in the fourth inning, but back come the Sunshine Auto Wildcats. They scored 9 in the bottom of the inning to take the lead and never look back. Wildcats now up 3-0 after they win this one 19-12. They can wrap things up on Saturday. On the men's side, Cybertech Blue Marlins also now a win away from the title as they outlasted the Chances Mighty Mitch 8-7 your final score. Marlins also up now 3-0 in their best of 7. More softball, this time from Eleuthera. ED Punishes out of South Greencastle, celebrating the title last night as they beat the JC Constructionaires 18-17. They close out their best of 7 series 4-1.
We're just super pumped. We're super excited right now. The celebration for us has really just begun. I just want to shout out to JC Constructionaires for the hard-fought series each and every night. It was a dogfight. It was a nail-biter. And that's why the fellas that trust and believe in me all season to manage and coach and lead them here to this point, I just want to give them their props. I just want to tip my cap to them. Each and every night, they came out, they battled, no matter the situation. They came out and they performed, and that's why we're here right now as champions.
Third annual UB Mingos Cross Country is set for the weekend, and by all accounts, it would be or could be the best ever. The open under 20 and under 17 divisions will run 3 kilometers. The under 15s and under 13s, they'll take the 2K course, and the under 11s and under 9s will take the 1K course. The meet set to start in the open division at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. They've refurbished Thomas A. Robinson Stadium, so that means they'll shift attention over at the QE Sports Center near the Kendall Isles Gym. And right now, head coach Edna Roll says there are some more exciting changes this year.
We've added a new additional section for persons to win an additional trophy for the high school and the junior high school to have bragging rights for those divisions. So high school against high schools for the cross country, those divisions. And of course, still the overall winner. So you can win high school division and overall divisions for each divisions.
Primary school sports about to get underway in the next month or so. As it is now, Eva Hilton Primary has been one of the top programs for the past few years. Phys ed teacher Zendora Munning says the key to success has been having coachable students.
Being one of the top schools, it's an honor and a privilege, and we take that very, very serious, as well as it helps us to know that when we go out to another tournament, we have to defend our titles. So it's a good thing, and it's a good feeling.
And that's it. You check on sports for you here on this Friday. Of course, our Friday weather forecast is just ahead. Stay with us.
Feeding the family and saving you money. That's super value and quality. Supermarket. Country Barn Cornflakes, 18-ounce, $2.99. Distinction Long Life Milk, assorted, 1 liter, $2.29. Yellow onions, 3-pound bag, $3.39. English cheddar cheese, $3.99 per pound. Panama raw shrimp, $31.40, 12-ounce, $5.99. Shop and save with the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is the premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
Hardware is the helpful place. Everything you need under one roof, from electrical, paint, plumbing, outdoor, barbecue, automotive, lawn and garden, pet supply, houseware, and seasons. Hurricane season is now here, so for all your hurricane needs, we have a 25% off bargain zone.
Hey, thanks. I would have given more stuff, but I didn't bring my money. I thought this was a glove, and I thought everything was free. Finally know what it is now. Ace.
We're located on St. Albans Drive, West Bay Street, open Monday to Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and closed for lunch 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
It's time for your Access Weather Forecast, and we get you started with our live weather radar showing some showers associated with an outer band of post-tropical cyclone Helene. These range bands will be moving towards the west and out of here by tomorrow. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where you're always protected during the worst storms. In the northwestern islands, tonight through Saturday, south to southwest winds at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Low tide taking place at 11:38 tonight. A second low tide at 11:42 tomorrow morning. Now for the central and southeastern islands into Saturday, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And on Sunday, we're going to have a switch up in those winds. They become north to northeast, falling off in speeds 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights down 2 to 4 feet. Now, your high tide on Sunday, that will occur at 6:22 in the morning with a low tide at 12:30 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands on Sunday, light and variable winds with flat seas over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
When my mama come see the crows, see how they fly. When my mama come see the crows, see how they fly. Fly, fly, fly away. See how they fly. Fly right down and hatch it back. See how they fly. When my mama come see the crows, see how they fly. When my mama come see the crows, see how they fly. They go, they go, they go, they go. See how they fly.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But we'll see you at 11 for a complete weather update.
All right, thanks a lot, Basil. I'll tell you what, we wish for the best of our neighbors taking a pounding right there now from Hurricane Helene.
Helene is a very wet hurricane dumping lots of rain in the United States at this time. But before we close out, we promised you a performance, and here we are with Judah the Lion.
Oh, sing a little song for us to sing. I'll sing along as long as you want to sing. Sing, sing. To feel you here with me now is worth more than a diamond ring. Let not the cares of the world that surrounds swirl around in your mind, that will cause you grief. You will see as far as you can see. Be free, though times will get rougher and pains you will suffer. The hurricane's pouring rain on your shutter down. Ever but enough to me. I'll be there as time makes us older. The size of a boulder is the weight you will take off your shoulder. Just turn to your heart and run to me. Rise with the sun, thy will be done. But that's if and only if it's for the benefit of everyone. Oh, ye daughters and sons, live and love each other regardless, have fun, yeah. In this game we call life, just play and play up. Ain't no one situation beyond prayer. And I sympathize with y'all pain. You struggling to keep up with life, and at times it makes you ashamed. When the flood waters get higher, and you feel the fight is in vain. When it's time for making a change, God sends a hurricane, And I sympathize with y'all pain. You struggling to keep up with life, and at times it makes you ashamed. When the flood waters get higher, and you feel the fight is in vain. When it's time for making a change, God sends a hurricane, So don't give up your fight, it is not in vain. The times will get rougher and pains you will suffer. The hurricane's pouring rain on your shutter down. Ever but enough to me. I'll be there as time makes us older. The size of a boulder is the weight you will take off your shoulder. Just turn to your heart and run to me. There are so many worries outside. You feel the world may just eat you alive. So many times you have been burned, no longer know which way to turn. Just when you think you've seen the end, you see salvation is waiting for you just around the bend. Ooh, you have faith, you must defend. Defend. Oh, sing a little song for us to sing. Yeah, I'll sing along as you want to sing. Sing, sing, to feel you here with me now is worth more than a diamond ring. Let not the cares of the world that surrounds swirl around in your mind that will cause you grief. You will see as far as you can see. Be free now. Be free now. Be free. Though times will get rougher and pains you will suffer. The hurricanes pouring rain on your shutter down. Everybody numb to me. I'll be there sometimes, may get older. There's times I'll get longer. As you grow, you will know you are stronger. Just turn to your heart and run to me.
A great performance there by Judah the Lion. LaDawn, you ready for the weekend after all
I'm
that?
ready for the weekend. I don't know about you, but I have my dancing shoes on and I'm ready.
All right. Sounds pretty good to me. Awesome stuff. Well, time to get out of here, but you can certainly get your dance on. That's for sure. Make sure to go to Access Now for tonight. We'll see you there for tomorrow. And of course, we'll see you again on Monday when Access Now does return. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
Hi, and welcome to another exciting episode of A&E Showcase. I'm Melissa.